When you can't go to the mountains, bring the mountains to you. Today I'm going to show you some mountain doodles that I created following a YouTube tutorial. So we're going to start with some really easy mountain doodles and go on to create some much more detailed doodles. So I've literally gone onto YouTube and I've typed in hiking doodles and I found a tutorial. Got a blank canvas, pen, pencil, rubber, most important, and yeah, let's see what I can doodle this evening. Okay, so for our first mountain doodle, we're going to keep it nice and easy. So this is like our warm-up mountain. So using a pencil, make your outline. We'll then add some snow on the peaks and then go over it in black pen. On our next mountain, we want to make it a little bit less 2D. So we're going to try and create a little bit more structure in this mountain doodle. I'm also going to add in some trees and the moon. Gosh, these trees are huge. Maybe they're like Californian redwoods. Yeah, this is not to scale. Now let's draw 3 more peaks and let's add some shading to our mountain doodle. These are quite jagged peaks. Maybe these are mountains that are in the Austrian Alps, maybe on the border to Switzerland and Austria. Yeah, they're really jagged mountains. I like them, they're cool. I'm also going to add some lines to add texture to this mountain doodle. Oh, it's looking quite good. On our next mountain doodle, we're going to add in even more peaks. So just like the one before, add some shading to the mountains. And add in some squiggly lines. Let's add a sun as well. Who doesn't like going to the mountains when it's nice and sunny? We're then going to add some pine trees. Add as many pine trees as you like. You know, you could create a whole forest for your mountains. It's quite relaxing making these little mountain doodles. For this doodle, I need a circle. I tried to draw it freehand but wasn't too happy with it, and then I realised I could just draw around my camera lens instead. So I rubbed out my first attempt and used the camera lens. Yes, that's a much better circle. I'm going to draw 4 mountains in this circle. I did not like the angle of the slopes, so I actually ended up redoing these. Once I was happy with the outline, I could add in some arêtes and cirques. I also added in the moon. So this will be a beautiful moonlit mountain scene. So let's add in the night sky, got some nice shading there. So then we need to shade some of the mountain slopes as the moon's casting its wonderful evening light across our mountainous landscape. I'm actually going to add in another small mountain at the bottom because it looks a bit bare, that little gap down there. Let's add some stars as well. Oh, our doodle page is looking good. Okay, now are you ready to do the most elaborate doodle on our Mountain Doodle page? This is actually the Mountain Doodle that I was most proud of in the end. When I first saw this scene on the tutorial, it reminded me of a rock climber spending the night wild camping in the Dolomites in Italy. I changed the shape a few times until I was happy with the outline. I copied the image from the tutorial as closely as I could. It was quite elaborate compared to our earlier doodles. Let's add a nice crescent moon. Let's put in a little tent down here. Of course we'll need some trees as well. I imagine that this scene is early summer, so the snow will have mostly melted away from the mountain tops, which will have created some wonderful streams and filled the lakes. So let's add in some water to this scene. Our rock climber will be happy because he'll be able to fill up his water bottle there and use the water for cooking in the evening. Let's add in a few more waves. Okay, we're almost done. I had left a space at the top for a title. I did not want to draw anything or to write anything too fancy or put it in a triangle shape to detract from the other doodles. So I went for a hexagon and just used a really simple font to write the word mountains. This is our last mountain doodle now. This mountain range will form a nice border for our Mountain Doodle page. The outline reminded me of Grand Teton National Park. I'd love to go there one day. Let's add the sun and some little fluffy clouds. You might start to rush at this point as you're near the end and your hand might already be aching. Just keep going, use the black pen, and then you are done! This is our finished Mountain Doodle page. Quite happy how it's turned out. From our very basic doodle at the start to the lovely moonlit Dolomite scene at the end. The tutorial was quite easy to follow, so I'll link it in the comments below in case anyone wants to try it out for themselves at home and have a go at doodling some mountains. When you can't go to the mountains, bring the mountains to you.